girlies, welcome back to the Griffin Diaries. Today I'm going to share with you a massive book haul. This is probably the biggest book haul that I've ever done, and I have about over 10 books to share with y'all today, and so let's get started. So the first store I'm going to start off today is Second and Charles, and when I went to the Second and Charles, they had a deal going on where you buy 5 used YA books and you get 5 books free. So it took me a while to find all these books. It took me about like an hour and a half, I think it was. But in total, I have the receipt right here. So if I keep looking at this, that's why. The total amount, so I had that deal, and then they had a 10% off deal that day. And then I also had a gift card. So in total, I got 10 books for $21.36, which I think is a huge deal, so I'm so excited about that. So the first book I got was Cinder, and this is a first book in the Lunar Chronicles. It's a sci-fi YA Cinderella retelling, and in this series, each book is a retelling of a different storybook character, and so that's super exciting, and it's set in space. And I got this book for, I can't really remember which books that I got for free and which that I paid for, so but the most expensive books I bought, and then the least expensive books were free, obviously. So this one was $3.01, so that's an amazing deal for this book, and I was excited to complete my series because I had all the books except for this one. The next book I got from Second and Charles I'm really excited about because I've heard amazing things about this author. Every single series that she has written has been a huge hit, and it's super exciting because I've never read anything by her. So I'm talking about A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This book was $2.41. Speaking of that series, I decided to pick up this second book in the series, which is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. And so I figured, because so many people rave about this series, after I read the first book, I was going to want to go ahead and read the second one, so that's why I purchased it. And this is a fantasy series. I don't know if I mentioned that when I was talking about the first book, and I'm super excited to get into this world, and yeah, so there's that. And I got this one for $2.75, so that's how much I got for this one. The next book I purchased, I was super excited about getting because I love anything to do with vampires, so I picked up The Beautiful by Renee Audier. And I was super excited when I got this book because this is used, and the only thing that's really wrong with it is that there's like an like the sticky from a sticker is left on the cover, but it doesn't really bother me that much. Basically everything else in this book looks brand new, and so I'm super excited about this. I believe it's set in 1872 New Orleans, and it's a vampire book. Even though vampires aren't a super big thing in this book, I'm still really excited. I've heard great things about this, so I'm super happy to pick this up, and I got this one for $9.50. The next book I got, I haven't really heard anything about it. I think when it first came out, it was really popular, and I don't really know if there was any like good or bad reviews about it, but I love anything to do with the Latina community, so I decided to pick this one up, and that is Labyrinth Lost by Zoraida Cordova, and I'm super excited about this book, and I don't really know anything about what it's about. It's a fantasy, a YA fantasy, I think, and it's magic, and I don't know, it's paranormal stuff, I guess. It seems very interesting, and the cover is absolutely beautiful, and it looks like it has something about Dia de los Muertos, which I love that holiday. I'm super excited to read this book. This book I got for $7.75, so I only spent $7.75 on this book. The next book that I picked up was The Hidden Game by a novel by Sally Thorne, and I've heard nothing but great things about this book. It's an enemies to lovers trope, and that is my favorite kind of romance trope, and it's set in like an office setting, which is like The Office is my favorite show ever, and so like I love everything about this book excites me, so I'm super excited to read this one. And I got this one for $6.75. The next book I purchased was Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I don't really know all of that about it. I just know that it's like on everyone's bookshelves. Everyone has this trilogy, I think it is. So I am super excited to start reading it. Sorry I don't really have anything to say about it. What's it about, because I don't really know that much, but it does look very interesting, like the cover. I'm definitely someone who judges a book by their cover. I hate that I do, but I don't know, I just do. I'm sure everyone secretly does every now and then. And this one I got for $2.95. The next book I picked up, I haven't really heard anything about it, but it just seemed really interesting, and it was very hard to find 10 books total at Saga & Charles, so I just picked it up because it just like caught my eye, and that is Famous Last Words by Katie Allender, and this is set in Hollywood, which I love. Anything to do with movies and Hollywood and stardom, like it's just my thing. And this is also a like horror/mystery novel, and I don't really read a lot of horror/mystery things, so because I'm a big baby, but I started getting into like scary movies and stuff, so I'm gonna give this a try. And it's actually a fairly short book, as you can see. It's only let's see how many pages. 312 pages, so very short and sweet. So I'm sure this book isn't sweet because look at that cover. Scary. Don't want to look at it because it scares me just looking at it. So so yeah, I'm really excited about this one. I haven't heard anything about it, but it just seemed really interesting. The next book I picked up is something else I haven't really seen anyone talk about. Maybe I've seen it on a few people's bookshelves, but I've never really heard anyone talk about it before. And that is Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. And I, ever since I was a little girl, I have been obsessed with Peter Pan, my favorite movie of all time. I watched it over and over and over again, know all the lines to the movie. Even to this day, I had a huge childhood crush on Peter Pan. So like ever since I was a little girl, like Tinkerbell and fairies and Peter Pan has been my thing. Not so much now that I'm older, but I still want to get many copies of like Peter Pan or Peter Pan retellings so I can get my hands on. And so I decided to pick this one up. I don't know anything really that it's about besides it's about Tiger Lily, and I think it's like a romance between her and Peter Pan before Wendy came along. So I'm really excited to see what this book is about. And let's see what's under. Is there anything? Oh, no, it's just orange and black. Very Halloween looking. But yeah, I'm really excited about this one, and I got it for $5.85. The 10th and final book I got from Saga & Charles is Warcross by Marie Lu, and I haven't really, I don't really know what this is about, but I've heard many good things about it, and a lot of people really like it. I think it's a sci-fi. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure it's a sci-fi, and I just love the cover. The cover got me hooked. I love anything rainbow, and just like everything about this book is beautiful. Like even the inside is like this beautiful bright blue color, and so I'm really glad I picked this one up. And this one I got for $2.95. So the next place I like to purchase books from is a local antique store that me and my husband really like to go to. There's like this one section in this antique store that has all these books every time we go, and it's different books every time we go, and sometimes I'll find hidden gems. The first book I got from the antique store is Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. And I really loved this movie. It made me cry so hard. I love the main characters in this book is so sweet and cute and fun. And I just wanted to give the book a try. This is a romantic, adult romance book. And it's about this girl who becomes a caretaker of a paralyzed man, and he's paralyzed from the neck down, and it's just like she obviously falls in love with him, and it's just like a super sweet book, and the movie made me cry my eyes out, so I'm super excited to give this a try. The next book I got from my antique store isn't really a book, it's a cookbook, and that is the Unofficial Harry Potter cookbook, and I got this one for $5. Very inexpensive for this type of book, and I love anything Harry Potter, anything to do with magic and wizards, and I take it all in. I just love Harry Potter. And so ever since I was a kid, I've been obsessed with Harry Potter. I was introduced to Harry Potter by the movies, actually. So I grew up watching the movies, and then a few years ago I read the books. I only read book 1 through 4, so I'm not really a true Harry Potter fan. I know it's really sad. I never had the time to continue reading them, so hopefully one day I'll get to that. So I got this for $5, and it was really nice and a cool find. So the next book, actually, my sister got me from eBay, and it was only $5, and that was Twilight, and this is the first book in the Twilight series. I'm sure everyone knows that. When I was a kid, I was a huge Twilight fan. I just was a huge Twilight fan when I was a kid, so I had, for some reason, all the books except for this one, because I lost it. So I decided to pick this one up. My sister got it for me, and so I can maybe one day reread these trashy vampire books. I'm sorry, Missy. Just whacked her with the book. The last place I went to was Walmart, and I just out of the blue picked up Midnight Sun, and this is the Twilight book set in Edward's perspective. I was so excited when I heard this was coming out. I myself, when I was 12, I was a Team Jacob fan, but I don't know, now that I'm older, I'm leaning towards Edward a little bit. So I decided to pick this one up. A big book. I've heard nothing but great things about this, and I think I bought this for the regular price. I don't remember it being that expensive. Right here it says it was $27.99, but I think at Walmart it was a lot cheaper than that, so I hope so. I hope I didn't spend $30 on this book. I'm excited to give this a go when I reread the series. I decided to bring my dog with me with the outro. I hope you all enjoyed this book haul. I'm so excited to add more books to my collection. So I hope you all have a great day or night.